Mm, I have an aunt. I have an aunt. Her name is Casey. A few years ago, she was pregnant. She lost her baby in an accident. Unfortunately, she went to a doctor, and the doctor told her that she was not going to be able to carry her own child ever, because she wasn't going to be able to carry a child because something with her health condition. So she was only option was adoption. Um, Fast forward, she is not married, so it's pretty hard to adopt right now. Therefore, I'm gonna talk about single parent adoption. Hmm. An article on the Healthy Children website, last updated on May 5th, 2015, it states that more than 1/4 of all children in the United States are being raised in a single parent household. Therefore, therefore, mm, that means that at least, statistically speaking, at least one student in this class is being raised by a single parent. I am really interested in finding someone a home. I have a cousin that was adopted, so therefore I am really interested in someone finding a home, whether it's with a married couple or a single parent. By learning more about single parent adoption, you will have a better understanding on why they should have the same equally rights to adopt than as a married couple. First, I will talk about the problems single parents face while trying to adopt, and then secondly, I will discuss what causes the adoption agency to prefer a married couple rather than a single parent, and then finally, I will discuss why they should have the same rights. First, I will discuss what are some of the problems single parents encounter while trying to adopt. According to an article by Robin Hilburn, last updated March 12, 2012, single parents face a lot of roadblocks, meaning because they're single, that's not the ideal family that a child should go into, meaning that an ideal family is usually a mother and a father figure and a child. For example, in China, I think they don't allow a single parent to adopt. It has to be a couple or a married couple. And according to an article on adopting as a single parent by David Tromodor, attorney at law, posted Friday, April 13, 2015, that I get confused. That many single parents face additional financial pressures, meaning that they like a married couple, they have a mother and a father to provide for the child, but like if they're single, that they have more pressure on them because they have to be able to afford a house, a funds for the child, and being a single parent, it puts a lot of pressure on them. Now that I've discussed some of the problems single parents encounter while trying to adopt, I will now discuss what causes problems single parents face when trying to adopt. According to an article on American Psychological Association, a research on marriage and divorce, many say that that a healthy marriage should be an ideal family for a child. However, 40 to 50% of marriages in the United States end in divorce. So meaning that either they're in a married couple or not, like the outcome of the marriages usually end up in divorce, meaning single parent household. They also say that a single parent usually raises the amount of poverty in a child's life. That means like if you're living with a single parent, that means the higher the poverty. Now that I've discussed some of the problems single parents face when trying to adopt, I will now discuss why we should consider a single parent an equal candidate as a married parent. Mom Casey, I I think she's a good candidate. There, she has a good job. She has a stable home. She has no criminal records. An article on National Adoption Center website, it states that the qualifications of a good adoptee is they should have a stable home, a good job, they should either be married. They could be single, but the chances of them getting a child is lower than a married couple. But I think that why should someone go into a family that most of the time see arguments? You have to have in consideration that most of the children that are being adopted have traumas from previous families, meaning that they've seen fights like that. So a single parent should be seen as an equal candidate based on the child. An article on the child welfare last updated on October 2013 by the U.S. Census Bureau. Children growing up in a single-parent household. Children growing up in a children household usually end up having a closer connection to the parent, and most of the parents have even stated that they have a closer connection to their child. They have a better bond, and only because they're single does not mean that they cannot provide a home for their child. Okay, to wrap things up, I hope now that I've discussed what single parent adoption. But now that we learned more about single parent adoption, I hope you have a better understanding on why they should have they should be seen as an equal candidate. I talked about what problems they face. I also talked about I talked about what causes the problems the single parent face, and finally I discussed why they should be considered as an equal candidate. My own case is in a similar situation. Therefore, I really hope that this changes your point of view on why single parent adoption should be seen as an equal candidate.